Hello, folks, and welcome to a year of celebrating Toegoff LPs. It's been an absolutely fantastic year of LPing. Obviously, right to begin with, a special thank you to everyone. I've built up a great community of people. Been a lot of great comments, a lot of great support, a lot of great positive feedback, and a lot of great constructive criticism. The LPing has really become a great hobby of mine. I've enjoyed it so much now. And obviously a big part of that is all of you, so first off, thank you very much. As promised here is our year of LPing. And what I've decided to do is I've decided to go through every single game that I've played and just give a little brief talk about what I remember of it, things like that, kind of my walk down memory lane. I will put all of the questions in the description of the video. That way you'll be able to quickly see. But, I figured this was a great way to kind of go back in time, go back to where I began. So, where I began. The Dig, July 8th to July 29th, my first game ever LP'd. A lot of people ask how I got started into LPing. It came from Kikoskia, actually. K-I-K-O-S-K-I-A. It's an LPer. I found his videos at work one night really bored. I didn't even know what LPing was, to be honest with you. I was looking for an ending to a game, and Lands of Lore was what I found of his. And I just absolutely loved it. I loved his style. And I decided a couple months later that, I think I could do this. So it's a little bit rocky at first. It's kind of difficult LPing, but this was a great, fantastic game by LucasArts. I think everything was hand-drawn, all of the scenery and everything. It's a marvelous game. A great point-and-click adventure. So my question has it, many of the light bridges feature cameo appearances of characters coming from which LucasArts created saga? So what did Lucas create that made several cameo appearances on the light bridges? I do point it out in the LP, but if you've seen the LP, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you've played the game, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Moving on. Full Throttle. Basically a biker point-and-click game that allowed us nerds to live out our biker selves. This was another game that I played as a kid with my sister. That's how I got a big start in my video gaming, was playing these games with my sister. She loved the King's Quest series, the point-and-clicks. And this was another one that we played for hours. So, Toegoff lost his first fight on Mine Road to a biker armed with what weapon? Not too bad. Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Oh, what a fantastic game. This is what the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull should have been. This is probably one of my favorite LucasArts point-and-click adventure games. Just absolutely fantastic. A great storyline. A, pretty solid voice acting, for the most part, and just a lot of fun. And the question here is, which of the three paths did Toegoff take? Which of the three major paths did I take in the game? If you've played the game or you've watched the playlist, you should know what I did. Here came my first, I believe this was my first blind LP, was King's Quest VI, and it was semi-blind. I played this game with my sister, but I was much younger at the time. I really don't remember it. I didn't remember it too well. The voice acting in this game was pretty solid. Just the storyline, a lot of people call King's Quest VI the best of the King's Quest series. It was absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough good things about this game. The narrator in it was great. The story, the plot, everything was just a lot of fun. There are a couple screw-over points where you can progress in the game and you can't go anywhere else. You're absolutely stuck because you missed an item. Really don't like that Sierra did that, but, it's a small fault to pay. Question here is, name 3 wrong answers Toegoff gave at Death's Gate. Had a lot of problems with Death's Gate, and, if you remember it, you should know, even if you don't remember the right answers, if you've played the game, you might know where it is. Or, you might just get a chance to look. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. This was a game I played with a very good friend of mine, a World of Warcraft buddy, Kelfino. And we had some fun with it. The audio quality didn't turn out quite as well. This was still the beginning of my LP career. But you know, it was a good fun time. I've since learned how to work audio a little bit better in video, but it was still a lot of fun. We had a good time just playing a game together and having some fun there. And question here is, what turtle does Toegoff play most commonly throughout the LP? Might not be the character that you see all the time. It might be. Hard to say. Phantasmagoria. Oh my goodness. Just a dark. I couldn't believe for the time it was created. This was a pretty gruesome game. Voice acting and, well, it was one of those FMV, what is that, full motion video? Is that what that is? The acting was pretty weak, let's be honest. It was kind of comical even at parts, but the game was just a lot of fun. There was a lot of neat little twists in it and things like that. There was one part in particular that really got me to yell audibly. It was a pretty, it startled the hell out of me and made me yell. And me playing this, I would play this at my office where, you know, it's pretty lonely and pretty dark, so it freaked me out at a couple points, but the game really was an awesome game. My biggest regret on this game is I feel I never gave it the real glory it deserved. I had a lot of problems with my microphone at the time, and I didn't really notice it, and I really regret. I almost considered going back and playing it again, but, you know, wouldn't really be a blind LP, etc., etc., so I kind of skipped out on that. Let's look at NES games. This was me just bored as anything at work. And I decided I wanted to show off a few NES games, some random ones, other ones from my childhood. This was one that I played a lot with my brother-in-law. And what team does Toegoff play as during his look at Tecmo Super Bowl Football? Should be a real easy question for you to get. King's Quest VII. Oh, the headaches I got from this one. It was a really fun game. It wasn't King's Quest in a feel, really. I don't know, it didn't have the same feel that some of the other games did. A lot of the puzzles seemed a little bit easier, things like that, but, you know, it's still a couple points I got pretty stuck. Other parts just seemed overly silly and goofy, but, what are you going to do? It was still a pretty fun, quality game. So, my question to you, what did Toegoff wrongfully assume the 3 blue markings on the rock were? This is in the desert scene. I don't know how much time I spent because I assumed that the 3 little markings that I saw were something that they weren't. What did I think they were? EcoQuest 2. I guess I probably should have fixed the typos, but whatever. Not typos, but red lines. Meh. This was a game I also played as a kid. This is one I got really into. It's part of the Sierra point-and-click, King's Quest, Space Quest, EcoQuest. EcoQuest was designed more for kids, though, and it was one of those let's save the day, let's save the planet types of games. You play as your protagonist, Adam. I had a good time with it. It was pretty fun. It's, you know, it was obviously the puzzles weren't as difficult. It was designed more for a younger generation, but it was still a pretty fun quality game. And it was a step back in my childhood, which I enjoyed. So, what is the name of the bat friend that joins Toegoff? Noctropolis. Probably one of the most underrated games. I really thought this was a pretty quality game. I had a lot of fun playing it. The puzzles were pretty easy as you never had to actually use the item on something else. All you had to do was use the item on the right screen and the game kind of did it for you. But, you know, still, this game just, it was a real shocker to me as a game that was a lot of fun that I didn't expect to be. Still, though, it was a great, great time. I really recommend checking it out. The beginning videos are when my microphone is a little rough. I end up switching. I forget what video I ended up switching microphones at, but you won't hear the as much during that one then. And what is Toegoff considered to be the most epic part of the entire Let's Play? There is one definitive moment that I could not believe. And it was nothing short of epic. EcoQuest 1. This was another game that my sister gave to me to play. It's pretty silly, it's pretty funny, but I regret that I've really never gotten a chance to finish this. The problem is that I co-commentated this with someone, and I just haven't gotten the time. Our two schedules haven't lined up. Oh, and there actually goes my timer. So let me finish this off, and I'll continue off with the next part of it. Who do I dual commentate this LP with? Don't need to know the name, just need to know the relation to me. And with that, I'm going to cut it off, and we'll come right back.